Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Irresponsible Comic Book Podcast. My name is Evan. This is our resident expert, Dylan, and this is he's a wild card. His name's William. It's
I'm in
pretty.
disguise.
I just want to get this out of the way. It's hotter in this room right now than the female version of Loki. And so we're all a little bit, fuzzy in the brain, a little bit tired. So if this episode seems a little off energy-wise, I just want to get that out of the way. just so everyone knows. Hotter than the female version of Loki. Spoilers, by the way, for episode 2 of Loki. If you haven't seen it already, I just ruined the whole episode for you. Anyways, let's get into it. So this episode is insane. We only have 6 episodes, and I think that I don't know if there were changes made after WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier were released that they were like, hey, we kind of need to speed this up in pace because we just got thrown into the biggest disaster we've seen in the MCU. It pushed the whole story in one episode, and Dylan was saying earlier, right before we started recording, that it feels like a finale, like something that you'd leave a big cliffhanger on.
Yeah.
So there's a lot that goes on in the episode, relationship-wise between different people. Ultimately, it's just a lot of I guess it's not. It's just a lot of talk about, hey, there's this Loki, what's going on, and more about the big play on the glorious purpose and what makes a Loki tick, time sort of jokes and stuff like that, and metaphors, and then ultimately this big catastrophe at the end with the one sacred timeline being bombed, is what they called it. So it kind of just leaves you in a weird spot, and you're like, what the hell? This is insane. And then there's a lot of implications behind it, and the actions taken by our 2012 Avengers Loki when he leaves with the female Loki. So we're gonna kind of talk about all that and try and break it down in this best as we can. So the first thing I want to talk about is our first segment. It's a trap, and it's a trap is a reference to General Akbar. Yep, because Loki,
Admiral Akbar. Sorry,
Admiral. Yeah, Admiral.
I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Admiral.
God damn it!
Admiral
Now
Akbar,
we're gonna get canceled by this. We're gonna get canceled by the Star Wars fan. Now,
Yeah,
good job,
we are.
Evan.
It's okay.
We're
Fuck the
dead.
Star Wars
We're
fans.
dead, bro.
Go
Whoa!
build your fucking little.
It's
TIE
okay. I'm not
fighters.
a super Star Wars fan, but I love Star Wars, so I consider myself a big fan of Star Wars.
Yeah.
So I can maybe get us,
Well, I'm
Yay,
starting to
get
have
on the
Star
good
Wars.
basis.
Woo!
Then you see the
Just kidding.
Mandalorian.
What's the Mandalorian?
Where does that fit chronologically in the timeline of the whole Star Wars universe?
Well, the Disney timeline could be destroyed thanks to you know who.
Gina
that could be-
Carano.
Oh,
Anyways.
no.
Okay.
Hey, Gina Carano could come back though. To be fair though, she's
Uh,
fighting back.
Oh,
I hope she doesn't.
she's coming back? I thought they canceled her. She's
No.
dead,
No,
right?
she's fighting. She's fighting back, bro. There.
She
There's a lot of
wants to
people
come
support.
back. She wants to come back,
Yeah.
but she's not coming back. She
Wait,
is
so
not.
she's not dead? I thought that's what happens when you get canceled.
No, she's
No.
alive, but she's canceled.
Yeah. Some might cancel, but she's willing to, to bounce back. But yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
I knew that. Okay, anyways, so General,
Alright, I'll top it.
just kidding, Admiral Akbar, it's a trap. Essentially they're back in it's 1865 or is it 1965? I want to say
1865.
it's
18, no.
It's 1865. I'm pretty sure they're at a Renaissance festival, and
Oh, yeah.
they go to investigate another anachronism, or what do they call it?
Another,
Another
time
group.
something.
Branch? I guess another branch. They call
Yeah.
them anachronisms in Legends of Tomorrow. So I just sometimes
Oh.
I feel like I'm gonna mix that
Oh,
up.
that show.
But
Isn't
Yeah.
it just a Nexus event?
Oh, or a Nexus event. Yeah, either one.
Something like that.
I guess we
One of
should
the,
just
either or.
refer to it as Nexus events. So when anything gets changed and something happens it's not supposed to. So obviously the female Loki does something there, or whatever, to, or she like kills some people. I don't know. Who knows? She's just there and she's not supposed to be there. And then they send in some agents. She kidnaps one of them.
Well, we don't know why she was there, but she was
C-30.
basically just trying to get the agents.
I think it was like.
She was probably just trying to lure them into the trap, pretty much.
Well, I think it will have a bigger meaning down the road. I don't know. Something about this. This is why I wrote this segment this way. Is Loki explains, what he thinks he's seeing, being set up because like they're in this enclosed tent and like there's certain clues or whatever left around, and he tries to tell the rest of the Time Variance Authority, hey, this is a trap. If you walk outside, it's gonna be an ambush. And obviously that's not the case, but like whatever reason, like in Loki's brain something clicked and was like, this is what this Loki wants from me. And like some sort of form of like proving worthiness or whatever to a Loki, to like if we're like talking about how a Loki ticks, they would know each other and how they work enough, you'd think. So I feel like for whatever the scenario is or whatever, I mean the carnival aspect or something with the tent like is gonna play a bigger part. I don't know, maybe I'm thinking into it too much. But essentially his like literal explanation of what happened is the ambush is exactly what happens down the road at the end of the episode in the mall.
Yep.
Is they walk into a trap that's been pre-planned, and they knew, this Loki knew everything that was going to happen with their plan. And so part of me, like, going back to the theory we had last week with the U specifically, makes me wonder whether or not this female Loki, it seems maybe less so that it's actually the 2012 Loki that's changed, even though they have sort of the same ideas. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think their big overlying difference is that the 2012 Loki still thinks everything revolves around him.
Yeah.
Yep.
And this female Loki, when she was saying at the end, right before she blew up the timelines, essentially, was saying, it's not about you.
Not about you.
Yeah.
Nope.
Which I think actually goes into the theory about it's about Loki's mom.
Interesting. So that's a pretty good connection there. So that everything in destroying the sacred timeline, because in no way, shape, or form is Freya supposed to ever survive, that Loki can overpower.
And it's so she's like a combination of two gods, but she's Frigga in this.
Oh.
We were saying it wrong. She is Freya, but she's not Freya.
Frigga.
So she's Frigga.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Frigga.
Oh, I didn't know. Oops, my bad.
No, I mean
Frigga.
I called her Freya last week, so it was my fault.
That's okay.
But she is supposed to essentially be the Freya character.
Yeah.
But the name of this character
It's
is Frigga.
changed. Interesting. Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that.
All good.
Oh, good to know. Let's see. What else did I want to say about this?
Yeah.
Sorry.
William, you had something before I kind of jumped in. I think you had something to say.
Yeah, I do believe, I was going to say, what's it called? Oh, shit, I kind of forgot, but whatever. I was going to say it was a really interesting episode, but yeah, it's pretty much what Loki said before, which I like. He said, you're a wolf, right? Your ears, my teeth are sharp like a wolf, but my ears are more sharper. As he knows what exactly know your surroundings and know what you hear and know what could happen next.
That's a good
which
one.
I really love.
I
really
actually
love
like
that metaphor.
I like that metaphor as well.
Yeah.
Well, because it also played on the fact of like his son is Fenrir.
Yeah, I was
Yep.
gonna bring that up. And
Yes.
this could be like in a weird timeline breakage way, they could like make Fenrir come back and like be Loki's actual son.
I don't think they're
I
gonna
don't
do it
think
that
they'd
way
do that,
because
but-
of the way that Thor Ragnarok had it, to where like
Yeah.
Fenrir was with Hela,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but like in the traditional Norse mythology, Loki is actually the like bringer of Ragnarok,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
and then so they kind of even like brought that in with like the files,
Yep.
where like
Yep.
in one of the timelines he destroyed. If I was watching that
Well,
correctly,
he caused it in Ragnarok too. He put Surtur's
Yeah.
crown into the flame, so he
Yeah.
literally caused it.
Yep.
So
I like that that little distinction that he made when he like was reading it, how it like kept panning back and forth between all the things, and there was like no variance energy detected. I don't know how he caught that. That's kind of interesting that like he's like, oh, there was none at all. I don't know if like because like they haven't shown any other files like where it shows how much variance energy there is.
Yeah.
Like, is there
well,
variance energy that appears
I'm,
anywhere? You
like
know?
he said that he read through all the files, so
Yeah.
he had to have been sitting down there and reading the files for a long time. But
Yeah.
in the
Yep.
shots, they only showed the important one,
Yeah.
which was
Yeah.
him making the connection.
Ragnarok.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the Pompeii scene where he's like, "Hey, if it's still gonna get
Yeah.
destroyed, you can basically do whatever the hell you want."
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
So
like that was pretty cool.
one thing that's interesting is like,
And he can also speak Italian for some apparent reason.
yeah, he can speak probably a lot of languages.
I think because he was with the TVA and came through that gate, he was able to do what the TVA agents do, where they can speak any given language at any given time.
He's also super old and he spent time on Midgard though. So like,
But like,
It could be that,
remember
too.
in the first episode where he like came through and he
yeah.
was talking to the Mongolians, and the Mongolians couldn't understand him,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
because he was speaking English.
Yeah.
But since he came through the TVA portal this time,
Yeah.
I think that gave him the ability to speak in
That's interesting.
all languages.
That's a good connect.
Okay. That's a good point, actually. Yeah. Good eye.
stuff. I was just gonna say something that was big. I think what's different from that file than it obviously like this might not really matter much, but like the file shows that there was 0% variance energy, whereas like other events like there's going to be variance like energy because there's gonna be like one random time where somebody does something they're not supposed to do. Like there always could be somebody that deviates, not knowing. Like they're trying to protect like this, they're trying to preserve this like certain way that things play out however they want. Like somebody, like everybody has free will essentially, so people are going to deviate. They're just going to go destroy those all the time. So like there's probably variance energy in every other scenario, and so then they like go and destroy those branches. Here's a weird theory that might explain Captain America coming back is what I'm trying to get at.
He's not coming back. He's chilling at the moon.
Well, no, like in Endgame, like where he
Oh.
just showed up on the bench, is he created this branch after he had returned all the stones, and then it was about to redline, and the TVA came in, noticed he was the variant, and for whatever reason, he's supposed to return to give Sam the shield, because that's his role in reality as it's written. And so a TVA agent brings him back to our time, like the regular prime timeline, back away from the branch, sits him down on the bench, and that's why he shows up there when he wasn't there moments before, when he was hugging Bucky and everything going on, because he came out one of the fucking portals just sat down on the bench and nobody was looking.
Maybe. What if though?
That's a good point. Go ahead.
His branch timeline didn't deviate far enough off,
Yeah,
so
'cause he
it didn't.
interfere.
It didn't like say anything about him or having like it didn't have enough variance energy in it to get detected.
Yeah.
Like it was still a variant energy, but because he always planned on coming back to the prime timeline, it just like swooped back in. Because in the first
could do that.
episode,
Yeah.
when they showed the cartoon, a lot of the branches actually went back into the prime timeline.
Yep.
Yep.
So what if it was like there wasn't just it?
Yeah.
It was a minute amount of variant energy because he had always planned on coming back that it
Yeah.
didn't actually register.
That could be it.
Okay.
I am so sorry, but I forgot why Rortex, the supermarket or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Why was it a destruction
There
event?
was a hurricane. It was like in Florida or somewhere.
Alabama.
Alabama.
Oh, Alabama. I'm sorry. It was
2050.
somewhere. Yeah, somewhere
2050.
down in the Gulf, and there was a hurricane that came and destroyed the whole building.
Okay,
and there
it
were
was a
no
hurricane.
survivors in that building specifically.
Yeah.
And there was probably survivors or like places that they could have hit out that were like smaller houses, but like that's a prime environment to take on the TVA, and store a lot of stuff, hide it wherever because it's a big space, only so much to explore. No one's gonna ever detect you, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
so
that's
I
why.
just didn't catch that.
No, that's
My brain was like, what year? Like my brain was trying to be like, what if it's connected to Logan? What year did Logan come in?
Oh,
Like,
2050 is 2050. So
I know,
Yeah.
but like, what year was Logan taking place in? Like,
good
like
question.
my brain was just like, oh, Logan.
Oh,
Like,
it's gonna bring in Hugh Jackman.
yeah, but
Well, I can tell you that that's probably not what it's gonna do. However,
no, it's not. But
I can tell you that I have no idea what they're going to do with Loki, which brings us to our next segment. Cards
Oh,
on
man.
the table. And this segment is about, that last comment he made to the female Loki, or one of the last comments he made to her about, hey, to be fair, all cards on the table, this is what I plan to do, is overthrow the Time Lords and be in charge of the TVA, There's also a comment I wanted to go to later from earlier in the episode, but we'll get to that in a bit. So, how predictable is Loki? Obviously, the TVA thinks that they have him figured out, the variant that they have caught. And honestly, they think that they can understand any Loki in their behavior based on the past ones that they've captured, and reset. So, how predictable do we think he really is? Like, obviously, we know he's probably going to fake his death, and it's common. He might turn into a snake, Thor might pick him up, and then he, stabs him. Like, that's pretty...
And he knows how much I love snakes, so he turned into one.
We know those things are
And I
very
picked it up
likely.
because it was a beautiful, and then he stabbed me right in the gut.
Yeah. Like, those are very likely things. But, like,
Oh yeah, of course.
do they really know how capable he is? Like, what do we think here?
I mean, so far he's right on the money on when he says this is how the ambush sets up and this is how we do it. I mean, somewhat predictable, but I wonder did they predict that he was going to run away from us? He was going to run away from him and go into the portal at the end.
Well, that's a good question.
I think they know him to an extent.
Okay.
They have a good grasp on what a Loki is, but if they didn't have, or they just don't have a good enough grasp on it, so that's why they brought a Loki in to help.
Yeah.
To get the Loki's perspective.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
So like, I imagine they all feel and think that he's going to stab them in the back, kind of like what he essentially did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like
mean-
Owen Wilson is still on, or Mobius,
Yeah.
like, until Loki stepped through that portal, was on the train of Loki's going to help us no matter what.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
be careful because there might be something. Just keep an eye on him, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now that he's outside of their jurisdiction,
It's at his control.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
one thing that makes sense, at least in my head, is that up to this point, like, they've been pretty decent at, stopping branches from redlining or from, causing actual damage to the timeline. But then they just got hit with all these different branches all at once that they have to contain, and they most likely won't be able to. At least it seems like they won't. And so obviously, like, time is already set out as it's supposed to play out. And I think part of the reason why they won't understand Loki, even though they've seen his whole future play out, is that now he's seen it and he's lived it out in a very condensed time. Like, even though when anyone talks about Endgame and, like, Thor becoming fat and, like, processing all his guilt that way is just eating and being lazy and playing video games. It just
Trash talking against
Yeah.
New Master 69.
yeah, like, that all just got compressed. Like, that was all compressed for Thor in a couple years.
Yeah.
It just got shoved in 5 minutes of Loki just shoved into his face. So he has to process all of that and, like, reevaluate his whole life. And I feel like, he has this course that he's supposed to run. He just, even though he's in the TVA and not involved with anything, he just branched himself off from anything that he would ever have become. And so that's why we'll either see him, become good or become, like, way, way worse.
Yeah.
So it's hard to, see where it's going to go, especially because, like, he just ran away with this Loki that wants to destroy the timeline. Like, they could be the next, biggest threat for Marvel. That that could be Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, is 2 Lokis versus Scarlet Witch and Doctor Strange. That's a terrible movie idea. But, like,
I mean,
don't
but
see it
it's
happen.
not.
it would be great.
Yeah, but
Like,
that's not what it is.
It's
We
not.
know what Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just saying, like,
Well, we don't know what it is, but we know the big
we know
big
the
guy.
big villain. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
but, like, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like,
I mean, it wouldn't be a bad idea, but I feel like it'll be too cliche. Though. Like, oh, we're using Loki again as the bad guy.
yeah,
Big whoop. You know?
yeah. So, like, I think that we'll see a different kind of arc. Hopefully, we see him become more of a hero.
Which, yeah, I could see him more become like a bit of an anti-hero.
Yeah,
Like, he'll still be his mischief. He'll still become the god of mischief, as he's per se.
yeah.
But I guess he'll have a bit of a light heart.
I just
Be
don't
like,
think the whole thing with his mother just makes me feel like he's just gonna try and rewrite it so he lives a perfect life.
Which wouldn't be bad. Which would be a good
Yeah.
thing for him. But
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see what happens though. So then the other thing I want to bring up is we kind of already talked about. Did we talk about it when we were recording or right before? This how similar and different these 2 Lokis are. That was just a minute ago, right? Sorry, my brain doesn't work super well.
No,
We'll
that's
talk
what we're
about
talking about.
I don't think we talked about it at all.
Yeah.
What?
No.
I definitely
Yeah.
remember you making a comment about how, like, Loki thinks he's all the one. He's everything.
Oh no! Well,
Yeah,
that was just a difference between their mindsets.
yeah. Okay.
Like, yeah. So that was while we were recording, but, like, we didn't really talk about how similar or dissimilar they are.
Yeah.
It's just the difference in their mindsets, where, like,
Yep.
the female Loki is looking for change.
Yep.
where like the current Loki or the 2012 Loki, our protagonist, he's looking for change, but he thinks everything revolves around him still. So that's like where I think the female Loki has taken herself out of the equation essentially, despite being the catalyst.
Okay. Yeah. That's a pretty.
Because she's just trying to like cause chaos. It seems.
Yeah.
But she has some kind of motive. What that motive is, we don't know yet. Yeah. But she has a motive to do it. She's she is the catalyst of whatever is going.
Yeah. Do we want to make a bold prediction really quick on a couple things? So bold prediction time. Yay.
Wow, good effort on that, bro. Like,
sorry, I played the little clip, so it doesn't. Yeah. It matched it. Anyways, so the bold prediction is: do we think next episode the whole timeline breaks? Yes or no? I think it breaks.
I believe so. I believe so.
I think so too. I just think there's too many variant timelines for them to catch them all.
Yeah, so essentially, like she had that little time pad thing from C30.
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 C20.
C30, I think. Is it
C20? Might have been.
C20.
C20.
Yeah, C something number. She had the little time pad that allowed to open the doors. She opened all these doors and sent the little time charges, the reset charges, into all these places just randomly. So it like resets the timeline right there and then like gets to play out again. And I feel like it's sort of a play on like the time stone, how like everything's going to play out again. And it's not going to play out how it was supposed to. Because it just got reset even though things were supposed to be that way.
Yeah.
So, like, maybe she sent reset charges into places they've already placed them. So that it, like, resets back to it undoes the reset, if that makes sense. So, here's what I'm thinking. It also ties directly into this like C20 line that like when they like find her tied up and she's like it's all real, I want to go back. She's remembering, I'm assuming, her past life prior to the TVA.
Okay.
That conversation that Loki and Moebius had where they were talking, those reset charges could have been sent specifically to where and I think the same thing was happening to, is it B-15? Yeah, so the same thing happened to her when she like woke up. She kind of like freaked out a little bit. I don't know if she processed it all the way from whatever the mind control was. But I think that like woke them up and like they remembered who they were from like the illusion. I don't know what kind of magic it is, but like I just have this weird hunch that like this Loki sent these reset charges back to where like certain TVA agents were like stolen from, or like certain big moments that they've reset to like fix the universe a certain way. Even like something like 2012, like the attack on New York, it's just a random reset charge that resets New York. And that whole battle goes down differently. Iron Man dies. And then it's just this huge branch that just redlines super fast.
I mean, it's possible,
you know,
but I don't think they won't interfere in the whole Avengers thing.
I'm not saying I'm not saying that's what they're going to do specifically. I'm just trying to give an example. Like, they just sent it back to big moments and stuff like that.
Yeah, I get you.
More specifically, even like... I'm getting way out there, sorry.
I'm gonna blow your mind real quick here.
Oh, God.
So... when she said, "I remember everything, I want to go back," and then she like explained like everything, and she's like, "I told her everything. I told her where they were. Like I told her where the time
Lords are.
Time Lords or Timekeepers are. So you were getting there, I think, with the reset charges going like random places.
Yeah.
Where the reset chart, like they weren't random though. So
Yeah.
where the reset charges went are where each individual TVA agent was originally from in the timeline.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
That's what I was.
you know how Loki had his trial,
Yeah.
and if he wasn't going to be found guilty, they were going to repurpose him. They were going to wipe his mind and turn him into a TVA agent.
They said they were gonna reset him, which probably just meant the wand. I feel like.
Well, no, that's because he was going to be. So like, reset is being destroyed, right? Like, is
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
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 So no, like it's not going to be reset. They were going to, well, maybe. Because what did they do to the guy? They pruned him, right? The first dude.
They just wiped them out pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they just
So-
erased them.
So say if you, did they say like if he's found not guilty that they were just going to reset him?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Probably, yeah.
So resetting turns them into a TVA agent.
Oh God.
Okay.
I like that idea.
Okay.
And that gives the TVA a little bit of like a villainous aspect to them.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So if the
Okay.
female Loki found that out, that's something that she can do. So maybe she's looking for somebody in the TVA. That's why she wants to go there.
Okay.
So she can,
I like that.
so like maybe there's a Thor, or maybe there's like somebody in the
wow.
TVA that she cares for. Like we know there's only a couple people that Loki actually cares for.
Yeah.
Despite him, like, or despite them, like, acting like they don't care about anybody, they actually do care about Thor. They actually do care about Lady
Yeah.
Sif. They, like,
Yeah. That's
so
good.
maybe there's a Thor in the TVA that doesn't remember that he's a Thor.
Oh God.
Like, or I'm
Yeah,
just
that'd
using
be
Thor
insane.
as an example,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
That would be good though.
so she's going into the TVA to find this.
This
So the
person.
A has to be some kind of designation of where they come from. So, or like B has to be where they're designated from, and
Yep.
like a number of like the person that's in that timeline
Yep.
that they stole from. So like
Okay.
B-15, they're from a timeline that's like a B branch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like this.
So maybe there's only like 26 timelines.
Uh huh.
Yeah. I feel
And then
like there's
so-
gotta be more, but that would be a good number to just. throw
Well,
out
I mean,
there.
if there's like A through Z.
Yeah.
So there's like 26 timelines that are in the prime timeline,
Yeah.
and then there's variants who turn into
Between
TVA
all of them.
agents
Yeah.
based off of those 26 prime timeline people.
Yeah. Interesting. I
Yes,
like
Cause,
this.
Because she's going into these people's minds and like having
yeah.
them remember who they are.
Exactly.
So like,
Uh huh.
and then why would that agent say, "I want to go back. I remember
Back, I
everything."
remember everything. Yeah. Unless they
Yeah.
they knew their old life. That's,
Yeah.
That's 100%
Their
what
own
that
life,
is.
or
But I
they
feel
somehow-
like
or she probably corrupted her mind to find information on where they possibly are.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe.
maybe.
But
I'm trying to think.
I feel like B-15 is going to remember everything, but it's the prime difference between each person. So like B-15
Yeah.
could potentially remember everything, but still be like, no, I'm going to work for the TVA anyways.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
they've given me a good life. Like, despite
Yeah.
them...
Yeah. Kidnapping me from my time.
Yeah.
Well,
Um,
I'm trying to think here. So there's another.
Oh,
Before we go
And then-
further into this,
hold on.
unless you have.
so then,
something-
and then, like...
Hold
No,
on.
I'm just going a little bit more. So
Go
then,
for it.
like, there's
Yeah,
two
go ahead.
different differentiations, or two different styles of the TVA agents, right? The ones that actually go on missions. There's the hunters, and then there's the Minutemen.
Mhm.
So Minutemen are just the normal, everyday grunts, people who don't have any sort of superpower.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where the hunters
Oh.
are the ones that actually had some form of power
Yeah.
Okay.
when they went and got captured.
Yep.
So, like, we
Okay.
might see B-15s show some kind of superpower
I like
that because she's a hunter and she's not a Minuteman.
Nope.
Okay.
I like
I'm going
this.
real irresponsible with this, guys.
It's okay. Go.
Yeah,
I
you
like
are,
it.
bro. Do what you gotta do, bro.
The other
You might as well
comment
steal the show.
I want to bring up is when Mobius was meeting with
Rhea.
whoever's
Rhea,
Rhea, who's running the TVA, the lady who runs
Yes.
Yeah, she's like the
Right?
judge.
it. Yeah.
Or the head
Yeah.
judge.
They were in the
And also
office
possibly
with,
Kang the Conqueror's lover. Supposedly.
well, that's exactly what I want to talk about. Is
Oh.
there was the comment that was like it was like halfway cut off by Rhea, where Mobius, why do I keep saying Morbius?
I don't know
Mobius,
what.
he like starts saying, yeah, that one kind of looks like, and then he like gets cut off. Was he about to say Kang?
He was probably about to see Kang.
I think that's what he was
Yeah.
about to say. I rewinded it like 3 or 4 times to like listen again. I was like, I'm pretty sure he was just about to say that one looks like Kang,
Yeah.
or like, hey, that one looks like your boyfriend or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
Like,
it just like was, and so going off your theory, this what kind of wanted to stop you is, if that's the case, and all these people are brainwashed and pulled out of time, Kang is in charge of the TVA, and that's why it's so villainous. He's already there, like that's like set in stone almost. I feel like, if that's the case.
yeah, they're going real hard on that middle guy. Like,
Yeah.
almost all the scenes in this show have started with the middle face
Yep.
of whoever.
Yep.
So, like, maybe not all the scenes, but, like, if it's involving the TVA, it's the middle face and then a pan out.
Yeah. Well.
Yep.
Kang is like notorious for like controlling things and making it,
Yeah.
be how it wants. And like normally his like biggest threat is like the Avengers and stuff like that, but like to see it be Loki, and then like imagine like Loki like breaks the whole timeline. These Lokis break the whole timeline. Kang like tries to step in and stop them. They go back to Earth and meet up with
Mhm.
Ant-Man.
I don't think they're going to have any form of, like, thing with Ant-Man. I think what
No.
Come on.
Quantum Mania is going to be is...
It's going to be way different.
if it's like any form of like connected to this show, which it seems like it's going to be at least a little bit,
Yeah.
it's going to be Kang the Conqueror in the quantum realm in his little castle,
Mhm.
because the
Well,
city that we saw in
thing
Ant-Man
that-
and the Wasp 2, there's like a little city in the background. I don't know if any of you saw that,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
like it seems like that city could potentially be Kang's city.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Kang is hanging out in the quantum realm, which is essentially outside of time. So
Yeah.
maybe that's where the TVA is actually in the quantum realm.
Yeah. Well,
Possibly.
the thing that like makes it like seem like this to me, that like it's gonna have a bigger connection to Quantum Mania, is the reset charges are literally the same quantum energy little capsules that they had in Ant-Man and the Wasp, that they like filled up for Ghost. They're the same sort of
They're
like color
similar.
and
It's the
like
kind of
the way they dispense like is the same sort of dissipation, like turns like I guess it doesn't turn purple when they
Yeah,
like
'cause-
inject Ghost or whatever.
Yeah,
But-
purple is being represented as evil magic at the moment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so that's like Kang's like influence on it.
Okay.
So like Kang's
Maybe.
taking this quantum energy and like how they harness it, and he's like swapped it for however he does, and then
I think Quantum Mania is going to be more of him trying to regain control of everything after all of this.
yeah,
And
after it's all
Ant-Man
destroyed.
going, no, like, just leave it the way it is.
yeah,
Like, we can't mess up the timelines now more than they're already, like,
Yeah.
rejoining the timelines will just cause a, like, or I don't know what they're going to call it, but, like, more or less probably
Collision.
just, what?
They'd call it a collision.
Well, like, yeah, it would cause a collision and potentially make a black hole and destroy all of time.
Yeah,
yeah.
So maybe that's why it's like Quantum Mania or something. I don't know.
yeah.
But like,
Well,
I feel like that's viable. I don't know how.
It's possible, yeah.
I could see a bigger. I just have a weird feeling.
Like it's going to be Ant-Man stopping Kang from doing something about with the
Yeah.
timelines. If it is
Yeah.
Kang that is the villain in this movie or in the
Oh,
show.
it is. He's confirmed. Jonathan Majors is confirmed as Kang, and he's in
Jonathan?
that movie. I think.
Well,
IMDb
he's
has
in
it.
that movie, but I'm talking about like him being in this show,
Oh,
or
yeah.
like as Kang being the bad guy, essentially that's running the TVA.
Let's see. I'm gonna go to Loki on here. See if they have any cast leaks that I can get really fast.
Nothing that I saw,
Probably nothing, but
because I looked up who the female Loki was. I can remember her name.
Yeah.
But it's Sophia Di Martino.
Sophia Di Martino. Yep.
Yeah, the European actors, I believe, sounds like.
Oh, also
Most
Miss
likely.
Minutes is Tara Strong. If you guys didn't know that,
Yeah, I
Yeah,
said that last
I saw
episode.
it. Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tara
Yeah,
Strong.
I
is
Where you
respect
at?
the voice right
Where
off
you
the bat.
at?
I was like, oh, it's Sarah. I'm like, oh,
Who
nice.
knows?
Yeah,
bro. What?
she's from Nottingham, United Kingdom.
Hey, Nottingham.
She is 37 years old.
Hey.
Wow.
We got on a little tangent there. We
Yeah,
got a little
sorry.
irresponsible.
Yeah, we do that. Anyways, let's get back to our glorious purpose and talk about the last segment. Glorious purpose is a big theme in this show. About what Loki is gonna do. What his real meaning in this world is. And I think they foreshadowed it a little bit because I don't know. I would love to see him like become a hero, but even then, like Sophia Di Martino is like the female Loki. I feel like it's just like meant to cause chaos. I put in the notes destruction, but like the more I think about it,
Yeah.
like it makes more sense that like Loki is just like an agent of chaos.
Yep.
So remember in episode 1
Yeah.
when Mobius says, Loki, your purpose is to make other people better.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, Loki, female Loki,
Yes.
Sophia Di Martino,
It's supposed
her
to make
purpose is to make
our
2012
Loki better.
Loki better.
Yes, I could see it.
Okay.
But I think that like she is supposed
Beyond,
to be.
destroying everything.
Oh yeah. But I just feel like that she's gonna. I mean, even if like this Loki participates in a little bit of mischievous stuff for a little bit, they're just like there to cause chaos. Like they don't have
Yeah.
chaos magic like Wanda does, but like.
No, but it's not about the chaos magic. It's just like they're both mischief.
Do we think chaos magic would work at the TVA? I know they say that it wouldn't, but like
I doubt it.
I
Chaos
don't
magic.
think any magic works at the TVA.
That's
Yeah.
what they say.
The TVA is like a sacred.
Well, if a
area.
time stone doesn't work in the TVA, why would
Uh,
chaos magic?
Because it's
Yeah, exactly.
that fucking crazy.
Because they're both magic. They're both magical items per se.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I guess you're right. I just would like to think the Scarlet Witch could fuck that place up. It's just I don't
Why
know.
though?
I don't know. It'd be funny. Just see her
Ben-
go in and
No.
just be like, "I
No,
fucking hate all
no,
this. This
no,
is bullshit.
no.
You killed Vision."
No,
And just
no,
fucking
no,
I
no,
don't know.
no. Just
The
get out.
TVA killed Vision.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they,
just
they
get out,
chose
just
they
get out.
chose that. They wanted that to be that way.
Yeah.
You know? I don't
No,
know.
King,
Yeah, just get
King
out.
the Conqueror wanted it that way.
Yeah.
To get all of the biggest
Paperweight.
people, all of his biggest people in his way out of the way.
Yes.
Who's a bigger
Vision.
person in his way than Vision? Who's a bigger person in his way than Thanos?
Tony Stark.
Who's a bigger person in his way than Tony Stark? How good is a Hulk with one arm?
Not that good.
Damn it. You're right. This is all Kang. No. Okay. Anyways.
Well, I mean, it could all just be King trying to set up his world domination purpose.
Yeah, it could be because he wants to
True.
destroy. He wants to rule Earth, which is the weirdest fucking flex. But it's also kind of what Loki wants.
Who doesn't want to rule?
Well, so here's the
We're
thing,
so popular.
Earth is noted as the center of the universe.
Yeah.
Yep.
Everything happens in and or around Earth.
Yeah, it's the same thing with like
Correct.
in the DC universe that like Earth is like the central point of like all for whatever reason like Superman being there and the last Kryptonian becomes like the focal point of the entire universe. And so like all of this it's like when like they signed the Sokovia Accords in Age of or in Civil War, I'm sorry. And Vision was like giving that quote that it's like the rate of like superhero individuals like showing up is like exponentially grown and will only continue to get worse. Oh, I just cramped up so bad. Oh, it's too hot. No water. Okay, sorry.
You good?
No, but yes. It's like
Charlie horse.
yeah, dude. What the hell? I didn't even move my leg that much.
Careful.
Wow. Jesus.
You see this King attacking us. He knows we know too
This
much.
is Kevin
That's why
Feige
he's attacking
attacking us. He's upset that we know everything.
us. Exactly. God damn you,
Dude, this-
Feige.
The worst
Feige
pain I
strikes
felt in
again.
years. Okay, so anyways, what I was saying is Vision made that comment that like obviously it's like exponentially grown to the rate it's like not controllable anymore unless you have somebody in control of it, i.e. the government.
Correct.
And so
Government.
it's like he like makes the point that like since Iron Man like came out and said, hey, I'm Iron Man, it's just gotten there's more and more powered individuals. It's like it just like I don't know what it is. It's a weird effect that happens in DC and Marvel. What were we talking about? Sorry, my cramp just like derailed my train of thought after that point.
We were talking about
King
Right.
taking all of the people out of the picture for him to
So-
gain control of Earth.
yeah, no, like
before we
part
got
of-
attacked by Feige.
So part of that might be that like all these people are centralizing around a certain location so that he can make it less stable to rule. There's less less big players trying to stop him. Like Thanos would not be able to stop him. Odin, gone. All these big players, the only big one left to like really challenge him other than like a group of like Avengers or whatever is Galactus and the Silver Surfer. Like those are the only like big heavy hitters, and then like the Eternals. But like in terms of like who we've seen already, like there's not like Thanos is gone. Like Thanos isn't gonna try and stop him. Odin's not gonna try and stop him. The Avengers don't have a leader anymore. Captain America's old.
What are you
Iron
talking
Man's
about?
dead.
Icarus is the leader of the Avengers.
Icarus is? Oh, that's right. I forgot. He said he was. But okay.
Well, no, it's Captain Marvel, guys. Remember?
Oh yeah.
Women empowerment. Women
So-
empowerment.
I mean, you're not actually wrong. In the comics,
yeah,
she is
Captain
the leader
Marvel
of the
is-
Avengers.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll see that.
Or
in
some of the
MCU.
some of the comics.
Only in
Listen, it's gonna happen. Listen, if they plan on making a new Avengers movie, they're gonna
Well-
try so hard to make her.
That all depends on if those stupid rumors about Marvel not being happy with Brie Larson
Oh, yeah.
are true
Oh,
or
yeah.
not.
Yeah, exactly. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, so one of the things that like keeps getting downplayed, and because all these TVA agents are under like mind control, is that Loki is like, you're not good enough kind of thing. That like
Okay.
Kang super underestimates him and thinks he understands him, but probably doesn't. And so, like I think Loki's probably a bigger threat to Kang because he's just like underestimated. I don't know.
Okay.
I like
okay,
an
Well,
underdog.
Loki is usually underestimated.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
So like
he's always kind of an underdog.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like,
Um.
and the only reason why is because like the Lokis are challenging his authority. Essentially,
Yeah.
is why he's giving them any time of day.
Yeah.
Is the only reason he's like bringing a Loki in.
Or maybe that's why he's taking the Lokis and trying to use a Loki against them.
Yeah.
Trying to
too.
find one that will work for his
Cooperate.
plans.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we going to talk about Troll Loki?
That was so weird,
Oh.
dude. It reminded me of Kevin from Ben 10, Kevin 11. Like,
Oh,
this
yeah.
dysmorphed body. And I was like, oh, gross. No, what I wanted to say is, weirdly, like, they could reset,
The
they
MCU.
could reset the MCU prior to Infinity War and Endgame with a lot of this stuff.
Well, here's
Yeah.
the thing, though. I don't think they will, because even if they reset like all the timelines, time is still like a constant.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
So
I'm saying
they can reset it all. Wait, so
I'm saying a bigger piece of this is
hold on. On the film roll, when it was going through, did it say C Earth 616?
Yeah, it says 616.
yeah.
No,
It said
but
Loki
like
616.
but was I think there was just like a solo letter on it, right?
Yeah.
Earth C16, I believe. At least from what I read.
C1616 or C616?
Yeah.
Earth C616?
It's not.
So maybe they're in timeline C.
Yep.
Of the prime timelines.
And there's eight. There's
Okay.
So
Yeah.
here's what I think though, is obviously they've been stealing reset charges. Not that they're going to, but like Loki is meant to destroy Asgard,
Mm-hmm.
and he does a great job at it. But like, I guess I don't know. Maybe this is just like me reaching for something that I want to happen too much. But like, they could take a reset charge to Ragnarok and reset Ragnarok before it happens.
Okay.
I don't know why the fuck they do that though. I just want it to
Mhm.
happen. But like
You just want everything to happen.
But
That's like,
it also could be a weird play because like the prophecy of Ragnarok is always supposed to happen.
Yeah.
mhm.
You know what I mean? So like, even if
It happens like 100 different ways, but it always happens.
yeah, like
Yep.
it happens no matter what you do to reset it, and I think that concept and that idea, especially with like the doomsday whole thing where there's no variance, that
Mhm.
Ragnarok and that location is going to play like a bigger role in how things play out with the TVA, and that
Okay.
like that prophecy is always going to be fulfilled. Like like Asgard's always going to be destroyed, but they
Okay.
could also like, I don't know, they could make some drastic changes based on and then that also plays into the Loki swap if it were to happen.
You have him? Okay, yeah, I can see
I just
that.
feel like that Loki, like imagine
Loki swap?
in the Loki swap happens way before they're on the ship, even like before like Thanos like comes and destroys the ship. It happens in the vault,
Okay.
and the other Loki comes in, whacks him, knocks him out, sends him through a portal, and then sets off Ragnarok. There's no variance detected. There's no changes,
Mhm.
and he
So he's still
He
killing
knows-
himself.
yeah, he's still killing himself, or he knows better, and he drags them away, and then Thor's ship never gets destroyed. They never steal the space stone, or Loki uses the space stone and dips out.
Yeah.
Prior to the attack because he knows it's coming, just like he
Okay.
did
Okay.
in 2012.
So that just makes a
causing
bigger
another
timeline.
branch.
Yeah,
But then at that
a
point,
bigger branch. Yeah.
you know, the timeline's fucked already. Probably at the end of the show, like, what's the damage? Thanos doesn't get, you know, it because like think about it too. Doctor Strange sits down after Thanos already has the Space Stone, and the Soul Stone, and the Reality Stone. And then Doctor Strange does his little time thing. He's like, oh, 1 in 14 million. That drastically changes if Loki leaves early. And then, like, the Space Stone is out of his hands. Instead, he gets the Power Stone, he gets the Reality Gem. He has the Soul Stone, maybe, you know? But he doesn't have the Space Stone. So, like, he only has 3, and he goes to fight the Avengers on Titan, and he gets his ass kicked. Because he doesn't have the Space Stone to destroy the moon or whatever and send it. Like,
well, that was
like
the
whole
Reality
battle.
Gem regardless, right?
No, he used when he broke the moon, he used the Space Stone to teleport it all. Like,
Okay.
and then he used the Power Stone to, like, break it all up. And then he threw the whole moon using the Space Stone, I think. I want to say. But, like, either way, like, he uses the Space Stone multiple times during that fight. The whole thing changes. Instead of 1 in 14 million, there's plenty of other universes where Thanos doesn't live now. And, like, Thanos doesn't defeat the Avengers. Like, there's... instead of just the one,
if you remember, the odds were him that, you know, Thanos always won out of those 14 million.
Yeah, but if
Only
Loki
one
just
time.
keeps running away with the Space Stone, what the fuck is he... Like, how is Thanos going to keep up with him traveling across the universe at random spots?
Reality Stone.
Yeah.
He can't, like, warp him...
He
can't warp
He could.
reality to, like, negate the other stone's effects, though, you know? Like, he uses, like, multiple stones to, like, destroy Strange's, like, little, like, mirage. He uses the Soul Stone and the Reality Stone in conjunction. Like, you see them both light up, and he uses the Soul Stone to search out for the soul, and then Reality Stone to disperse all the other illusions.
Mm-hmm.
And then pull him forward with
Yeah,
Space Stone.
and don't forget, Strange was kind of... Well, actually, no, he didn't use the time stone.
He didn't use the time stone at all once.
No.
Loki's going to have a time stone, too, potentially.
But the problem is, though, is he going to use it, though?
I would hope so. What could be cool is, like, I'm not gonna say that any of this happens either, but, like, imagine Loki uses the Time Stone and the Space Stone in conjunction and just, like, keeps resetting Ragnarok over and over. Keeps resetting. I don't know. I would love to see Loki just come out of this, like, just causing chaos, like, not like.
Get it,
you know,
but like, you know, I really don't see the point in going back in those certain timelines. Like, fix all the events of the Avengers.
Nostalgia.
It's not a bad idea. It wouldn't be a bad idea, but I feel like there's no point in us going back into the same old story every time, per se.
Oh,
you know?
You've got a point. You've got a good point here. It's about, I don't know. It depends on how much they want to focus on.
It's a good irresponsible theory that you had. I'm 100% with you, bro.
Thank you.
I'm 100% with you.
None of that's gonna happen. I just want something crazy to fucking happen with implications that, like, involve, like, bringing Thanos back to life and, like, you know, being captured by the Avengers instead because they could beat him. You know.
Well, we apparently see young Thanos in the Eternals.
Yeah, exactly. Because his sister is. I'm pretty sure Angelina Jolie is his cousin. Oh, cousin, sister.
Yeah.
His sister cousin that he's met with in Alabama in 2050.
Ooh. That's getting too many implications there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I'm.
Yeah. Calm it down there. Calm it down there, bro.
We can't be talking about Alabama that way.
Oh, it's funny because in Colorado you can do stuff with cousins, and then in Alabama
second cousins. Thank you.
Second cousins in Colorado.
Wow.
Anyways, let's not talk about that anymore.
I'm glad I'm not moving to Colorado anytime soon.
So,
crazy bastards.
What? Come on, William. Evan's got a room just for you. It's got your name on it.
Actually, I have a roommate now.
Oh.
I didn't tell you this yet because you haven't been at work, or because we haven't talked a lot in the last few nights. So.
What's going on here, huh?
I have another roommate. He's cool. I don't want to like tell you too much about his personal information right now because we're still recording. But I guess he's a cool guy. His name's Jeremy.
He's a cool guy.
That's all.
Yeah, that means you just
Jeremy.
assume his gender.
Jumper Jeremy.
Jesus.
You just assume it. You assume this
talked
person's
to him.
gender. How dare you? How dare you?
I know
How dare
he's a
you
guy.
just assume this person's gender? How dare you?
Oh God.
Dude, Evan knows he's a guy.
Yeah, I know. Come on, man.
How do you know he's a guy? How dare you discriminate?
He knows.
I met him. I've seen it. I've seen him.
Whoa!
I've seen him.
Whoa,
I've seen. That still sounds bad. I know he's a guy.
We're going off the rails here. Sorry, we're all so tired.
Oh God, the Clippers are gonna beat the Jazz? No way.
Evan.
Okay,
Evan.
sorry.
We gotta save that for our
We're still
sports
recording.
podcast.
We're still recording. Oh, we don't have a sports podcast yet.
We will.
All right, what are we calling it? The Irresponsible Sports Betting Podcast?
Yeah.
Because I'm about to lose $20. Fuck. Oh God, come on, Donovan Mitchell. Oh my God, I'm gonna lose the bet anyways.
No, save it for the sports podcast.
Oh my God. I did a parlay and he.
Save it for the sports podcast.
Anyways, so here's the deal: there's all these theories we just made about Loki. Probably 7 of them are correct, and 2 are incorrect. And I think the one about him going and dipping out with the space stone is 100% gonna happen. We can all agree.
Yeah.
Well, where's he keeping the Tesseract?
Yeah.
They took the Tesseract from him.
Yeah, they did. He doesn't need it. He's going back in time.
So the only one that he would potentially have that they didn't take from him is
the time stone.
The time stone.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm trying to think about it. Wouldn't they know he has that? Wouldn't they have searched him a couple times? Probably.
Probably not.
You would think maybe, but he gives himself up, so there's a chance that they don't.
Yeah,
because that's a sign of like
trust.
Respect and trust. Yeah.
I also
Also,
think
not to mention they did change his clothes, right? Because he didn't get the coat till
he changed his clothes. They never. It doesn't ever say that they changed his clothes.
He also has his magic available, so even if they catch him again and they try and search him, he's probably like cloaked it on him.
Yeah, because he prestidigitated himself dry.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a Dungeons and Dragons reference for all you folks out there.
Good job.
Oh. Good call.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else.
That's the only bit of magic that he's really ever used.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you guys noticed, but like this 2012 Loki almost solely used the Space Stone.
Yeah.
When he was like doing all of his magic, even in like the original movies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, use the Mind Stone with the scepter too.
Yeah. So like, he almost solely only used Time Stone or Infinity Stone magic, besides for when he was cloaking himself as Odin.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think if
and like being an illusion. So like there's like those two things, but like this is the first time we've seen him in the show even use any kind of magic.
Yep. Because he's not allowed to at the TVA. So.
Well, I guess he had the shackles on, so he could have
sleight of hand. That's
he yeah.
Just kidding.
He should have used some form of magic when the TVA showed up.
Yeah, he should have, but he didn't.
But he didn't. I don't know.
He's just not good at magic.
He's amazing at. He's great at magic.
He's fantastic at it.
That's why he's the Sorcerer Supreme.
Yes.
Oh.
Dude, I don't even know if that theory is correct anymore. I don't want to believe it anymore. There's too much other good stuff going on.
You're believing too many other things, anyways. That's fine.
I'm just going balls deep.
Yeah.
I don't know, like the theory that I posted, or like not posted, but said in
Came
this
up with.
one
Yeah.
could easily tie in with the theory that I said in the other one.
Yep.
Yep.
Still,
Mm-hmm.
There's too much going on.
I'm gonna have to re-watch these and then write it all down, and hopefully that it's crazy enough that it gets picked up by
Mm-hmm.
fucking what's it called, and made an article.
Here's the thing.
What's up?
The truth is, Loki.
There is no truth.
I'm just kidding. I was just gonna go off the rails, but I think we've
Again.
done enough of that. Thank you for listening, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for.
Hold on. Before we end this thing, we don't need to talk
We
about
got a wild
Lady-
card.
No wild card theory. But what we think about Lady Loki? What does she look like? Like, what do we think about her appearance wise?
I liked it. I liked the small horns
Yeah.
instead
Yeah.
of the big over exaggerated horns
Subtle
that
and
nice.
our Loki has.
Yeah.
It was cool. It's good outfit.
Yeah.
We'll have to see it without the cloak
Without the
because that will
that covered up most of it, so
yeah.
we don't know what the
Yep.
actual costume looks like, but
Yeah.
We know she has fingerless gloves,
yes.
Yep.
but I don't know. Are you also talking about how attractive Evan thinks she is?
Probably.
I wasn't.
I don't think she was super flattering in any of the scenes that we saw her in this
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
But we will see her in the next few episodes.
Yeah.
And more than likely see her in more flattering scenes.
Yeah.
Of course.
I agree. I there wasn't much to be hyped
To
about.
fact.
She was in a cloak, and you only saw her face for
20
Like-
seconds.
20, 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I was gonna say a minute, but not even that. I don't think so. It was
Okay.
hard to tell. I'm just gonna see.
I know this. Weird.
Okay, I think that's all we have.
Yep. Yep. Anything
And,
else, boys?
If we have any other extensions to our theories from tonight, or anything else we find on our second and third watch throughs of this episode, we will definitely make some videos this week on it.
Yep.
We are starting up our new series here in a week or two. Is that right? 2 weeks?
The 27th, right?
2 weeks.
In 2 weeks,
Okay.
we will be starting
About
up
2
our new
weeks' time.
series where we go back and we rewatch all the Marvel films in order, and we kind of see what we missed, or we just kind of are going to talk about how good of a film it really is.
How bad it was.
How bad it was, actually. Sorry,
Mhm.
how bad was it? And compare it in present day. And then
How much did that film hold up?
does it hold up? Is it any good? Is it terrible? Is Edward Norton a dick for ruining the Hulk movie and trying to change everything?
I actually loved Edward Norton.
Yeah, Edward Norton's a great guy. He's not.
No,
Marvel tried to pin all the problems with that film on him, which is not fair. So
Well, I think the biggest issue. Well, we'll get in that when we talk about it in the Hulk.
I was just being
But-
ironic.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Here's a little preview.
Here's a preview.
The Hulk is Edward Norton's favorite character,
Exactly.
so that's why there was so many issues.
Yep, because he actually wanted to have such a big influence and say on what was going on, and Marvel said, "No, we want to make a big, giant man smashing things," and that's creative difference problems.
Yeah, it didn't. What Ed Norton one didn't fit their narrative,
Yep,
at least at the time.
I think it was just he wanted something a little bit more darker and more realistic, exploring the mind
The
of
Bruce Banner mind,
and
yeah.
how dark that can get. And Marvel's like,
They
this is for kids. And then,
they wanted more of the monster being the smashy smash,
absolutely.
which is what Hulk
Yeah.
is. But
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Hulk does, on the side note, Hulk does have a little bit of a dark ending and dark tales on his comic.
well, I think Banner wanted to incorporate part of the Hulk getting his superpower, like his gamma radiation power, from Hell.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Let's cut.
Yeah.
Let's cut it. Let's.
Yeah, we're getting too far into it. We'll talk about it
We'll
when
talk
we
about
we,
that in. Let's see. Here,
you
3
guys
weeks
can expect that one.
on.
That
the 5th.
one is the week of the 4th.
Oh wait, they're coming out on Fridays, right?
Well, we're not sure when we're
Friday.
posting them, but we're going to be watching them on every Sunday, or the week
Yep.
of that Sundays.
So Friday,
Yep.
Saturday, 9th and 10th, somewhere around there is when we're going to post that. The 2nd and the 3rd is for Iron Man, the first film, and then so on and so forth down the Marvel list throughout the rest of the year, and then ending with No Way Home, Spider-Man No Way Home at the very end of the year, the
Yep.
last Friday, Saturday of 2021. So it should be around the 31st or even maybe the 1st of 2022, January. So those are all coming
Yeah.
out. Thanks again for listening to this and supporting us being nerds and stuff.
And just
Hell yes.
rambling about life.
Yeah,
Yeah. Late night ramble.
I'm about to lose $20. Sicko mode.
Good job.
Thanks.
Good job.
So follow our sports gambling podcast at the Irresponsible Sports Betting Podcast.
Wait, no. Just
Irresponsible
we're gonna.
Sports Podcast.
Here's how we're ending the episode. Cut all this out
Oh God.
when we get to this. But thanks for following us at our Irresponsible Sports. And then cut it.
just cut it.
Yeah.
I'm leaving all this in. I'm gonna do it again. Thanks for watching the Irresponsible Sports Betting